Tonight, have the Garners lost their minds?
Have they really decided to send this video instead of a Christmas card?
Are they ever going to leave Rexburg, Idaho?
This and much more on
The Garner Report! Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. I'm Simon.
And I'm Summer. And tonight's broadcast is brought to you by McDonald's, because there's really nowhere else to eat in Rexburg.
The year 2013 was a smashing year for the Garners.
You could definitely say that. Baby Hiram developed from an unresponsive slug to an uncontrollable chimp.
Oh yes, he's quite the happy, energetic little chunk, isn't he?
Oh yes.
Well, the Garners have had quite the eventful year, travelling across the country and visiting so much family.
Yes, they have. But before we get into that, let's first look at the weather.
Groovy. Rexburg is experiencing some mild weather with some light flurries and a gentle breeze, just tickling our toes and getting us ready for the holiday season.
Hot cocoa, warm fires. You couldn't ask for better weather, could you?
No, I do declare, this is quite the desired conditions for Christmas. A light snow, just enough to make you want to put on some comfy boots and enjoy a playful snowball fight.
Groovy. Well, like we said before, 2013 was quite the year for the Garners. They just had their first baby a couple months before the new year, and Blaine was eagerly looking for his second internship, and he found one. They moved to Vancouver, Washington for 4 months while he completed his internship.
Yes, 4 months, and quite an eventful 4 months at that. They were able to spend some time with family and enjoy the nice rainy weather.
There were many reported stories of them while down in Vancouver. We received one reported story from an anonymous source by the name of Bear Smith, that Blaine and Jessica got a flat tire on the family temple trip.
Yes, what an embarrassing situation, especially when the family members drove up beside them on the freeway, laughing, sticking their phones out the window, and taking pictures of them.
Yes, quite embarrassing. We were also told that they got to spend the 4th of July in Vancouver.
But what a smashing party that always is at the Garner homestead. Summer, have you ever seen fireworks?
While they were down there, they also went on a few road trips to a couple family reunions. They drove down to Lincoln City on the Oregon coast and spent a week with the Garner family on the beach. Along the way, they stopped by the Tillamook Ice Cream Factory. It was Hiram's first time. The beach was fun, with good weather and great company. Hiram loved to get the sand and eat it while watching the adults play volleyball, soccer, and spoonball. The Oregon coast wasn't the only trip the Garners had. They also drove down to California to visit the Peterson family and enjoy the nice weather. There, Hiram rode on his first train ride and merry-go-round. He fed a llama and a cow at a petting zoo and was spoiled rotten by his grandparents.
Now, Summer, do we have any information about their travels?
We do. They traveled during the night as to avoid entertaining Hiram for 10 hours in the car. Quite the endeavor.
Now, their 4-month visit in Vancouver was quite a blast, and it ended with one last event. They trained for and ran a 5K race. The race was called Race for the Homeless.
Race for the homeless or race from the homeless?
Ah, yes, I think you're right. It was from the homeless. I'm pretty sure some homeless people were chasing them. All 3 of them raced. Even Hiram was in the race, as he accompanied Nana. After the race, the 3 of them packed up and drove back to Rexburg, Idaho.
Home sweet home.
Yes, indeed. They were able to spend their last summer in Rexburg.
Hiram has changed quite a bit this past year. He has gone from a creepy crawler to a crazy climber. In the beginning of the year, he could barely control his arms while he lay like a slug. While in Vancouver, he learned to crawl on his 7-month mark. and now he runs.
Hiram enjoys running down the hall, running up the stairs, running out the door, running from diaper changes, and running for no other reason at all. He knows just a few words like kitty, daddy, and a number of body languages. He is quite proficient at...
Hiram is an extremely energetic child.
He just wants to play.
He loves to fake laugh, give slobbery wet kisses, and he finds it ever so funny to bite and pinch you when you're not looking. Watch out, you might be next. He chooses his prey when they are naked, alone, and helpless after getting out of the shower.
Well, this last Halloween, he dressed up as an alligator. He didn't quite understand why everyone kept knocking at the door to take away his candy. However, at each knock, he found the opportunity to escape the house and run down the sidewalk. What a pleasant night.
Hiram is such a good boy that the Garners might not even try to have another. He's always fun to play with, and he brings so much love and laughter.
In October, Blaine and Jessica flew out to Missouri with Blaine's side of the family to pick up his younger sister, Patricia, from her mission at Nauvoo. They got to visit the historic sites and learn more about the church history.
They also had fun at the Silver Dollar City. They got to go on zip lines, and they even got to see live shows including Bill Cosby. Hiram didn't go, of course. He got to stay home in Rexburg and play with Grandma and Grandpa all week.
In other news, this year was a busy year for Jessica.
Yes, with Hiram running the house, she has become quite accustomed to the homemaker status, working on crafts, sewing, cleaning, cooking, and her favorite, being Hiram's personal servant. I recently sat down with Jessica to ask her a few questions about her new role. Thank you for meeting with me today. So, Jessica, how do you like your new role as Hiram's servant? So, what do you do all day? Is she sleeping? Yeah, so that was the interview.
Okay. In other news, Blaine is almost done with school. He has 2 more classes and then off to the real world.
Yes, sources have confirmed that he will be starting his own internet marketing business come next year.
Yes, they're all very excited about that. They're looking forward to the next year with much anticipation. 2014 will be a great year for the Garners. Folks, that's all we have for tonight. Thank you for tuning in to the Garner Report. I'm Simon.
And I'm Summer. Have a Merry Christmas and a
Happy New Year.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
Take 20. Take 20. In October, Blaine and Jessica flew out to Missouri with Blaine's side of the family to pick up his younger sister, Patricia, from her mission at Nauvoo. They got to visit the historic sites.
I'm just laughing at you when you said Missouri.
Missouri.
I started laughing.
Okay, ready? That's your line of Patricia. Okay.
I was laughing way before you.
Okay. Ready? Take 21. In October, Blaine and Jessica flew out to Missouri. Okay, what am I gonna do again?
They stopped by the Tillamook ice cream factory. It was Harold's first time. I have turned into an Irish accent.
I know. First.
What? First? What time?
She's Irish.
Ow, my knee. But before we get into that, let's look at the weather.
Groovy. That's not the right way. How do you say groovy?
Groovy.
Groovy. Groovy. That wasn't really. That's not like. I'm like too. Groovy. Oh yes, he's quite the happy, energetic. I don't know who my character is. I need to be more like funky and more swagger. Groovy.
Swagger. Yeah, if you're gonna say
Groovy.
you should try and be like stupid.
Groovy.
Still like bam bam.
Groovy. Groovy.
Groovy.
Groovy. Have you ever seen fireworks? Have you ever seen them? Little chunk, isn't he? Well, the
Coast and spent a week. Oh my god.
Come on!